What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. I am joined once again with Cantorus. So today we're actually going to be talking about Fusion Strike, and I think either this morning or maybe yesterday, the secret rares, the complete set of the secret rares leaked. Someone got their hands on an Elite Trainer box, and they shared the pages from the pamphlet inside the Elite Trainer box, which showed all of the secret rares. Just give our general overview, how we feel about the set as a whole, now that we know like what the chase cards are going to be, how they have kind of comprised the set from a lot of, Japanese cards that maybe people thought weren't going to be brought over to the United States again. One of those situations where a lot of people spent a lot of money to get these Japanese promos, and now they're going to see the price of their card probably go down pretty quickly, which kind of sucks. Let's just hop right into it, I guess. So I'm sorry to say, Chris, because I know we've talked about many times that these sets are too big. Well, this is the biggest set that Pokemon has ever made. There are 280 cards before collecting the reverse holos. So I'm pretty sure that would put us at around over 500 cards to collect the entire set of Fusion Strike, including the reverse holos.
That is insane.
It is.
I feel so bad for anyone who's trying to collect master sets of the entire modern sets of Pokemon cards, because, dude, that's insane.
I mean, you're basically forcing people to buy singles at this point, because there's no way that the majority of people completing binders are going to be able to do it financially, at all. Luckily, Celebration seems like you might be able to open 60 to 100 packs, and if you're lucky, you might complete the entire set, which is actually really cool. But it was so small that was kind of the possibility of doing that. With this, you're not even going to be close after a case. You wouldn't even be close, given how many full arts and higher in terms of rarity there are. I think we said there was like 40 or 41 of them. So yeah, biggest set that Pokemon's ever made. It kind of seems like they just took all the leftovers from 2021 and have thrown them in a set to a certain extent. There's a lot of cards that were in Japanese sets earlier this year that weren't carried over into English but are now being put into this set. So multiple promos, multiple full art trainers, and the kitchen sink, basically. So I think the most notable cards are the Celebi alternate art promo that was in Japanese. It's kind of Celebi flying through a winter scene. People went crazy over that, and we're really hoping that was going to come in English.
I think I saw that, for sure.
And so that one is going to be included in this set. And then the Espeon vmax alternate art that came in the cool EV Heroes Japanese exclusive box that everyone spent like $600 on to get the promo. That's coming out in this set. And then there's a Gengar and an Inteleon vmax alternate arts that came out as promos in Japan. Those are also going to be included. And then
I've seen those.
I think 3 full art trainers that were in previous Japanese sets up until this point that are going to be included in the set in both a full art and a rainbow hyper rare. They will also be included in the set. And then you'll have the Fusion Arts cards, the Muse and the Genesect, and those cards that were in that Japanese set. So it's kind of an amalgamation of all these different things of 2021 that weren't brought over to English.
I have to wonder why that is. Like, why a lot of these more modern sets are starting to be these huge collections of Japanese sets, brought over into English. I wonder if that's like a supply chain issue, loads of like Japanese sets being blocked up, in order to be turned into English cards. I mean,
I think I agree with you overall. I just think the sets are too big. Does anyone really care about the rainbow rares at this point? Like, I look at a rainbow rare versus their full art counterpart, and for me, I like the full arts better. I mean, I appreciate the rainbow rares, but like, if you hold, I saw SM Pratt, a guy that I watch that does a lot of Pokemon stuff. He basically took a rainbow rare and held it like 2 feet from his face and was like, "Can you even tell what Pokemon that is?" Because they all look the same. If you hold them far enough away, all the rainbow rares just blend together and they're just rainbow colors. So it's like, it's much nicer to have those full arts that have all the different contrasts and all the different colors and everything.
Yeah,
and do we need
sure.
3 or 4 different versions of the same artwork in a set as secret rares? Can we just have the full art? You know?
I just don't think we need 40 plus secret rares in a set to begin with. Like, are they really secret at that point? Like, are they, really like worth the chase of what they, that prestige that secret, hyper rare, rare cards, sort of like, demand?
That is interesting when you have so many of them. It's like, does it make any one of them actually that unique? Yeah. It's like,
right?
It's like, I guess the gold cards, right? Gold cards kind of emerged as like, oh, these are really cool. These are like the ultimate rarity. But then they just make gold cards of energies and stuff, and it's kind of like, okay, well, those aren't the chase cards. Like, maybe they should be, but they're not, because they're just item cards typically. I was looking at Marvel cards for a little while, and they have these things. They're one of ones in terms of rarity, so there's only that one, and they're called sketch cards. So the artist will literally sketch on the card some artwork of like Venom or whatever, and then they place it as an insert in a pack, and it's a one of one. It's unique. But there's like, I don't know how many hundreds of different one of one Venoms of all sorts of different artworks. So is a one of one Venom really that unique? It's unique artwork, but there's like 100 different one of one Venoms. So is it really that rare? It's just kind of like, meh.
I don't know, man. It's so wild to think about.
Yeah.
It's too big. It's too big.
It's way too big. There's
like,
so much
why didn't some of those like bleed over into 2022? Why are we having to rush them all into a 2021 set unless we're moving the format forward in the Pokemon TCG? Like now with the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes and then the Legends Arceus games coming out, is this them trying to get all the holdovers out finally before a new modern set like comes out? Were we moving away from Sword and Shield? Like, I think so.
Well,
right?
They announced a new set for January in Japan, and they're bringing in they're still keeping the V format, but there's a card in the set called Arceus V Star, and it's a brand new V variant, I guess. And it's kind of a full art looking Arceus card, and it's got V Star, holographic text at the top. And I don't know exactly how that will differ in terms of play, but they are carrying through Vs, and I'm assuming vmaxes. If they're bringing Vs, I would assume that vmaxes would come with, but maybe not. What's the urgency of just throwing everything into the last set of the year?
And that's what I mean, right? There's an urgency there. Why is that? What could that be? Right?
Yeah.
So.
Well, luckily, I think most of the cards fit within the theme of the set. So the set is psychic based, basically. I mean, most of the cards in there have a psychic, some sort of psychic thing to them. Mew is kind of the flagship, and then you have Espeon, who is psychic. You have Celebi, who I think is psychic. Maybe fairy type at this point. I'm not 100% sure. Or grass? I don't know what Celebi is. But
yes.
Both. All of those.
Yeah.
Let's combine them all. But yeah, I mean, they seem to at least fit with the theme of the set, being like psychic type Pokemon. Like Gengar is, ghost and psychic, pinkish purplish looking, so he kind of fits in the theme.
Yeah, but if that was the case, then we'd see a bunch of dragon types in Evolving Skies, and we didn't.
We did.
There were not all of them.
Well, not all of them, but there were Dragonites and Gyarados.
Well, that's the thing.
And
we're only getting Dragonite V with the Fusion Strike stuff. Like we're getting. I think there was like a full art Dragonite V in Evolving Skies.
Yeah, there was a
we're
cool
getting the
looking
collection
alternate
box with Fusion Strike.
True.
It's like
yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The other thing that I want to mention about this too is that apparently allocations are going to be a little less than Evolving Skies in terms of booster boxes. Now I think the rest of it is pretty similar as far as I saw Danny Fantup's video. He did a breakdown on, like, because he has a distributor in a store and stuff, he was able to kind of figure out this information. But
sure.
In terms of booster boxes, they're going to print less booster boxes than they did for Evolving Skies, which makes sense because I feel like Evolving Skies has a lot more hype around it. A lot more people are wanted to rip into that set to get a lot of those cards. I think this set will have a lot of hype too, especially now that they're including these promos that everyone's been after throughout the year.
Yeah.
I mean, the espeon vmax was incredibly, like, you had to pay like $500 for that box or else you weren't going to get it. And I think the promo itself has stayed above $250, $300 the entire time that it's been a thing, which is crazy.
That is wild.
I think because people thought it was going to be super limited and exclusive, it wasn't.
Right.
I think overall, like, I'm personally, like, I opened a box of Fusion Arts, and I can say that I wasn't. I mean, I didn't get the best hit. Pokemon does this, okay? And I'm sorry if you're a fan of Greedent. Okay? I'm sorry if you're a fan of Greedent. But Pokemon always does this, where they create this amazing set with all these amazing chase cards and Mew and Celebi and Gengar and all these Pokemon that everyone's really hype about. And then they're like, let us throw in that one or two Pokemon that everyone's going to pull because we're going to put those in way more than them cool ones, and then completely put them off the set. And Crabominable was that Pokemon for me. But there's like 4 Greedent cards in the set, and I'm just like, why does Greedent, I mean, the alternate art is very cute. He's like picking up nuts or candy or whatever the hell he's picking up. It's very cute, I agree, but come on. Like,
it's just not for you, man. You know,
that's why Eevee Heroes was so good, because Eevee Heroes, the Japanese set, was literally just all Eevees. They didn't put anything else in there to, like, that you could hit to, like, throw someone off or anything. It was just all the evolutions. It's like, yes, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's my bias. I'm not a big fan of Greedent or Crabominable, but I'm sure Greedent has lots of fans. Or definitely Trubbish. I'm just kind of meh on. I think it'll be one of the. It's just too big. But I do think the cards in it, personally, I think it has more draw to me than something like Battle Styles in terms of like chase cards with like the Gengar alternate art in it now, and some of these other cards that look really cool. I think it speaks to me a bit more than Battle Styles. It speaks to me a little bit more than Chilling Reign, I would say. But it's just too big. Like, sets being this big makes me not want to open product. It makes me not want to buy a booster box because there's so many cards that I could pull that I don't want.
You can say that, you know, this is more for the actual game, right? The actual trading card game, right? But at the same time, you got to know your audience, right? And you got to know that, like, there are hardcore collectors, and just making a set that big with the reverse hollows, bruh, like, that's what hurts. You know, is the reverse hollows too.
There's got to be a balance. There's got to be a balance of the collectors are going to like it because of this, and the players are going to like it because of this. There's got to be a reason for everyone to gravitate toward it and enjoy it in a way. And that's what Celebrations was great about. It included cards for hardcore players that will remember those cards, like Claydol and those cards that were super popular when they played, and those collectors that collected Charizard and Blastoise and all the big hits also got, you know, some love. And it'd be nice if they learned from that going into 2022, and some of the sets seem more balanced between the two, the players and the collectors, maybe a bit smaller.
And who knows, maybe that is part of the urgency, right, to get all the rest of the cards from the 2021 sets, you know, out, you know, is to be able to sort of like, all right, everything's out, let's do a reset, right?
True.
You know, of how we produce and how we come out with newer sets, and then, you know, we'll come back at it, right? Sort of wiping the slate clean. Yeah. Right.
What do you think of the cards?
Yeah, there's a couple of them that I've seen and that I like. You know, it's gonna be a great set. You know, the art in it is super cool. There's lots of, you know, just looking at the secret rares and stuff like that. I'm super jazzed about it. I just know I won't be able to get all of them, or you know, a huge amount of them.
Well, guys, that's our overall thoughts on Fusion Strike. Sorry, it's not more upbeat.
Yeah,
I think
like
we
it
both
was really negative, right? When actually we are pretty excited for Fusion Strike, right?
Well,
You know?
I think we're
Like,
both excited that there's some really amazing cards in the set. I think we're just a little underwhelmed by the size of the set. So I think it's a balance. I think some of the cards in it are absolutely stunningly beautiful, and I would love to get them, but I know that it's going to be really hard to get them if I don't just buy them. So
Well, and like we can be really positive about a product because I think like we're both genuinely excited to collect cooler looking cards and stuff like that always, but we can also acknowledge the flaws that I think Fusion Strike has, and I think that's important to note. So.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. All right, guys. Well, if you enjoyed the video today, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Definitely go over to Instagram. And Alexa, I'm not talking to you. Shut up. No. Shut up. Stop it.
You want to try that again?
That was weird. Make sure you like and subscribe on the video if you enjoyed the video today. And definitely go over to Instagram. Check out Cantorus. You'll see his name tag on the video there. You can search on Instagram. Check him out and make sure you drop a follow for all of your Warhammer custom paint jobs on figures and all that stuff. You put together something really cool. It's like a chariot with like horses and stuff. Like one of your most recent posts, I was like, holy crap, how long did that take you? It must have taken a long time to paint that.
A little bit. Some of them are super fun to build and paint up. I'm actually working on a super secret project right now that is an art piece in and of itself. So but yeah, thank you. Check me out on there. Be sure to subscribe to JavaAkuma over here, and just have fun with whatever your hobby may be.